Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwifuru has suspended 3 commissioners for 1 month due to their unexcused absence during the State Executive Council meeting held on Monday. The Commissioner for Information and State Orientation, Jude Obo, announced this at a press briefing on the outcomes of the Executive Council meeting on Tuesday. The commissioners affected by the suspension are Solomon Azi of Grants and Donor Agencies, Victor Chukwu of Environment, and Ikeowa Obeme of Rural Development. Obo stated that the governor emphasized the importance of attendance and the diligent work ethics among public servants in the state. He also mentioned that the suspended commissioners would forfeit all privileges associated with their offices for the duration of their suspension. This is in line with His Excellency's resolve to complement the renewed hope initiative of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration to provide a conducive environment for both staff and corps members of the scheme, the commissioner said. I'd love to get your thoughts on this. This is what like every state is beginning to have one issue or the other place. What do you have to make of this?
I want to say that this is not an issue. This is a good one. It's governance. Unlike what we are seeing in River State, it is governance. You need to exert yourself as a governor. If you have appointees, you should be able to instill some level of discipline, as it were. And I think for me, the governor of Ebonyi State has done just that. Whether we like it or not, it is almost a norm in the civil service where people come to work at will. People act like the civil service job is a supplementary job. They have other options that are better off, but they are just using to complement whatever they are doing. And at the level of commissioners, I think this is a very good one. Every other commissioner will not only sit up. You heard the governor is clearly stated that all the rights and privileges will be withheld. Yes. You understand? For this 6 months. It is important that if they, and because of their 6 month suspension, if they are appointees, and if they begin to act funny, frolic with other political parties and try to want to grandstand, it dismisses them from there. This is the way to go, because we are beginning to live in a place where order is almost thrown into the air. However, like if you see, I think the report was very, very succinct. Their absence was inexcusable because they never gave a formal explanation or excuse why they were not going to be in the meeting. Some people believe that the governor is just an opportunist, because that is what we have seen in River State. Because if a person comes to tell you, I bought all the forms, I made you governor, after all, you said you don't want to be governor. And like a very embarrassing statement from the governor, the first day he ascended the podium, when the first rally, when he said, if I have thought of being governor some 25 years ago, I would have known what to say. Because he had never thought of it, he doesn't know. And the immediate past governor, the FCT minister, re-recorded it in Abalama. He said, look at this one, that did not even want to be governor. I made him governor. That is the kind of state we have found ourselves. That's the kind of country we have found ourselves. Where people are imposed on us. People who are never prepared for a job. People who do not even know their onuses are dusted from their communities, dusted from the place of friendship, and thrown at us into governance. And they are bamboozled by figures, financial figures, and when they come into office, are able to be able to know their left from their right. And in the light of that, Nwifuru is taking a different tone. He's saying to you that, you might be a very strong man. You have, yes, based on your antecedents, because what we know in the Nigerian political space, people are not really appointed because of antecedents or because of expertise or whatever, technocrat capacity. They are employed because of their commitment to party. And upon that strength, you might have been very committed. Possibly you're the one that the former governor would have anointed. Because it's now obvious everybody's anointed to be where they are. If you are the one that the former governor would have anointed and placed there. So since you are no more, you are not, you're opportune to be there, don't look at me like every other commissioner that you called from on phone. I was always around the corner. So I think Nwifuru is trying to exert himself, stamp his feet on the ground, looking at the embarrassing saga from River State, because a lot of people will take a cue. They will have to learn and know what needs to be done. And this goes a long way to say to you that public officers, it's high time they have to be more responsible. act in manners that that should be becoming of their office. People can look at the high-profile officers that are being asked to be suspended, and you can imagine the embarrassment. And if you go and ask, some of them slept in an hotel. Funny as it may sound, some of them did not even sleep at home. They did not have an emergency for them not to be in the meeting because of the political rascality and indiscipline that we have experienced, and we have applauded as a people for this long. So for me, Nwifuru on this matter, I give him 100% support from here, and that is my analysis on the issue.
Okay, thank you on that. Considering the state of the country, you talked about lawlessness, whereas everyone is open to doing whatever they want to do, and also considering the position you occupy, you just want to take any decision, just like the River State scenario, in that instance. And Nwifuru is trying to make a different stand on that issue of the lawlessness that Nigeria has been known for. How do you think this his rule in Ebonyi State will actually be for the period of time he has to stay in? Why I ask this is, when the country has come to that point that when you are someone that wants to be upright, you are not allowed to, be there. That is why I asked you this question.
Yeah, on that note, it is important to note that when people talk of analysis and applaud political office holders, people like us, we begin to see some of them like people thinking from Stone Ages. How do I mean by this funny preamble? Ebonyi State is adjudged by the statistics to be the poorest state in Nigeria. But if you go to Ebonyi State, infrastructurally, and what you call infrastructurally, you can confidently applaud the developmental strides in Ebonyi State in juxtaposing it with Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, and all. Why is this possible? It's not as if this. Why? What is the narrative here? The narrative here is, you want to be a godfather that wants growth, development, and the people, some level of the people at heart, so that you can push development forward. Because even in the course of saying Ebonyi State is the poorest state in Nigeria, you cannot, in good conscience, look at Ebonyi's allocation when you get opposed to some European countries, not states. It is even more. What does that tell you? If they had a governor that has a foresight and is willing to give a direction, and he has brought someone in Nwifuru who is now giving another direction, I think that it is now going down, it's now cascading on the people of Ebonyi to know that there is a need for direction. And the people will begin to applaud hard work, sincerity, as against mediocres who can sit in their states and comfortably applaud recklessness, grandstanding, corruption at its height. Look, the day we will say, let us now investigate public officers, let there be a president that will have a temerity to look at the judiciary and overhaul the embarrassments of people that are upholding some offices, and now say, let us get in the right people and let us start investigating. Some governors or past governors have properties in hospitals, hotels, apartments, supermarkets, that even those people that worked in the oil and gas sector for 30 years cannot even boast of having. Then if you ask these past governors, what are their ideas that they have put in any place to have raised such funds, there has been no idea whatsoever. But you see praise singers running after them, applauding them for the general patrimony of a people that has been diverted to one singular pocket, and a chunk is being pinched out, although that at some point in time. So I believe that Nwifuru, he will be applauded and supported by his people, because whether you like it or not, I don't praise-finger anybody. I just do the analysis on grounds of what is on ground. And whether you like it or not, the former governor of Ebonyi State, however, has many mistakes, many shortcomings, because there are no perfect people. By all standards, financially and all, it can be applauded to say, yeah, he did meritoriously okay and well. And on that note, I can tell you that Nwifuru, doing this part, I think we should be expecting even better from Nwifuru.